Alright, Islam. Islam. How we all doing today? I hope we're all doing well. I wish everybody the best as always. This is my next video. My name, by the way, is first thing first, Malik Wali Obey. I'm very humble, very appreciative, and I do a lot of bowing. I say Islam a lot because I do not want to disrespect whomever may be viewing this video, and I'm doing everything I can to make sure I remain in harmony and in peace and in balance with nature and the universe as a whole. Alright, without being emotional, without responding to the senses that I feel or emotions that I feel, the thoughts that I may pick up, the sounds that I may hear, alright, and the images that I may see. So this is what I am balancing. Islam. Once again, I am 37, and I reside in Cleveland Heights, Ohio, below Lake Erie, Ouachita proper, Iroquois Nation, Lenape Nation, or region, I should say. Abenaki, Wabanaki. Let's see, today's date is April 9th, 2021. It's about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. My nationality is a Ouachita Moor, Choctaw Chickasaw to be exact. This video is for all of those who are seeking the truth, seeking enlightenment, without the emotion, without the judgment, without the conflict of bright lights and loud sounds and all the animations. Alright, this is what this video is designed for. Okay. All are welcome. Anyone who wants to watch this video, you're all welcome to watch this video. And the topic of today's video is the Ancient Moorish Empire. What was the Ancient Moorish Empire? With the pyramids and all of these monuments all around the world. How did it function? How did it come into being? What did the people look like? And understanding that there is a plan to everything, a divine plan to everything that's going on right now. It's not random, it's not accidental, it's all by design. And I am here to share the information that I have received through my fellow brothers and sisters and family members, through my perspective and my way. Alright? And without further ado, let's get into it. Islam. Okay. First thing first, as we all know, back when the world was one, some people called it Mu. The world was called Mu. Now later, some people might have got the term of Gaia, or the Earth. Okay. And then when our European brothers and sisters was getting into this information, they called it Pangea. Alright. But we all know at one point in time the world was one piece. Alright. And this one piece is not flat. As you can see, this world is circular. It's a circle, but it's not like a globe sitting in the middle of some atmosphere somewhere. It's a flat plane with an electromagnetic field around it, like a snow globe. Okay, and in this snow globe, all right, you have the stars and the sun and the moon, and they rotate. Okay, and below the earth there's an inner earth as well. All right, so it is a circle. Okay, but the top circle is a dome sphere, then it's flat. Then you have where all the roots go. That's under the earth. And then you have an inner earth inside that earth. Okay? Because this is the plane we live on, and this is what has always been taught to our brothers and sisters ever since the dawning of time. Islam. And I'm going to try to share with you today through pictures what I mean. As that's the flat plane, and that's the sphere. Electromagnetic field with the sun and the moon inside. Just like the human eye. And that's what it looks like with the stars put into it. Okay? So that's the plane that we exist on. Alright? Okay. And as we know, we are one empire. Alright, you see the pyramids on both sides. You see one from Bali, one from Indonesia. Then you see the pyramid in Egypt, pyramid in Mexico, pyramid in Indonesia. Right? And you have all these depictions of the ancient world and how it was perceived by many. Okay? That's the ancient science, the zodiac wheel, how the stars move, or the signs of them. Alright, that is the medicine wheel, the same science, alright, with the 7 feathers, 7 stages of creation. And then you have the earth, air, fire, water, the balance, mineral. And this is the movement of the stars, how they move in this direction, counterclockwise. Alright? The ancient empire. Okay? In the ancient of times, it looked like that. Eden. You see Eden, Meru, Canada, Asia, America. And then this was the continent, Lemuria. That was in South America, Australia, Africa, Europe, South America, North America, and Atlantis. Alright? So this is how it was back in the ancient time. Okay? And this is the ancient way we used to study this medicine wheel or the zodiac calendar. Alright. Back in the ancient time. Alright. And we are one people. Okay? And in the ancient times, there was one. And the first people who manifested on this plane is what you call the Moors of America. Alright? And then after the Moors of America, then you had our Moorish brothers and sisters in Africa. They came second. Okay? And then after and then it was just us two for the longest. Alright? And then after the Moors in Africa, then you have, after the submersion of Mu, in the Pacific Ocean. All right, and that's when you have the experiments done. We created a branch of ourselves and a chimpanzee mixture through DNA in Mexico, created our European brothers and sisters. And the mixing of us with our European brothers and sisters in certain regions gave rise to the Chinese, Japanese, Hindustani, and Saudi Arabian or Arabian, then Mexican later on, and then you got Indian later on. Those are our fixed mixed breed brothers and sisters. Okay? This is very important to understand and understand that. Islam. And this name was always called Amaruka. And when the land of the Pacific sunk, that's when we have here, some of us went from there to North and South America. Alright, and then some people went from the continent in the Pacific and they went to, what you call it, China, Japan, Hindustan, and then later on in Africa. Alright, so we started here, and when that sunk, some of us went South America and North America, and some of us went to Australia, China, Japan, and made our way through Africa that way. Some of us went this way through South America, right, through South America, right here, and then made our way through Africa that way. Okay? So, it's very important to understand this truth. And that everybody did not start from Africa, but they traveled to Africa and been there ever since. Okay? According to the stories and ancient stories that I was told and I was given by my brothers and sisters. And this right here is a depiction of the Moors and the boat going from Mu, a volcano erupting, pyramid going into the water, and then a brother in the water. Alright? This was found in South America. Okay? Of how they got to America. Okay? So, it's very important to understand this basic fundamental truth, Islam. And then after you understand that truth, then this empire here in America was built. Okay, and this is the empire that was built here in America. Pyramid of the Sun, Teotihuacan. Then you got Tikal here. Alright. This is all here before our European brothers and sisters got here, before our Moorish brothers and sisters got here. Islam. And then you have the pyramids that was built up here in the Mississippi River. Right, Arkansas, Alabama. This was in Illinois, St. Louis, Missouri. This is in Peru. That's Machu Picchu in Peru. Okay. So this is an ancient empire. It's been here for many, many thousands of years. Okay. And, after we mastered this empire, then we did the experiments. And then some of us went to travel to Africa, to Asia, to China, to Europe, and begin to build pyramids there as well. Alright, and that's why you have pyramids like this all around the world. Okay, right there. Alright, there's pyramids all around the world right there. Okay. This is one world order. One government, one empire. one family, one science, one truth, one culture. As you see here, you see the one in South America, and then you see the one in Egypt. Very similar. Pyramids in Egypt, pyramids in South America. Right? And we all wore the red fez. Egypt, Olmec, South America. This is on Easter Island. Right? That's the crown of the planet. Alright, and this is it represented all around the world. Ancient flag is the red flag. Okay? So we are one people. And at that time, the land was called Mu. And the people were called Moors. And a way you can easily understand that is when you look at the word Moor in the etymology dictionary. It says what? What does Moor say? If you can read it. I don't know if you can see it. You can't really see it, can you? What it says about Moor. You might never be able to see it, a little blurry. But Moor is open land, marsh, marshland or swamp, or it represents the sea or a lake. It can also represent a person. It could also represent from Latin moros or Greek moros, an inhabitant of Mauritania, an ancient country in North Africa. Moors were commonly supposed to be of very dark in color. Alright? So, when you look at the word Moor, you will see that the word Moor stands for more than just a person. It's also land. It's also water. Okay? And it's also the fasten. So, Moor is synonymous with everything. Alright? Because this is the ancient name. Okay? And then later on, we took on names like Atlantis and Amexem. Okay, we'll get into that a little bit later. Alright, so it's very important to understand this fundamental truth of what this ancient order is. And when we were doing the experiments, that's when we had visitors. You call them, some people call them quote unquote aliens, but they're not aliens. You had our brothers and sisters from other portions of the universe or from the inner earth come help and aid us and aid and assist us with these experiments that we were doing with each other. Okay, and that is depicted in some of these murals that you may see here. And Samaria with the people with the wings come with the chariot, or with this technology here, how with certain experimentation, right, you can showing the development stages of the fetus. Okay, it's a little blurry, but it's definitely there. Okay, all right. So, it's very important to understand this truth. And the Moors occupied the whole planet. And sometimes we would mix in with those brothers and sisters. Sometimes they would stay here for a while. Sometimes they wouldn't. Right? And they get here just for a minute and go back to where they was, go back to Rome and the universe, go back to where they are inhabiting. Okay? But the plane is ours. It doesn't belong to anybody else. It belongs to us. Alright? And when we occupied the whole world, Alright. In Europe were called the Druids, Lapps, Finns, Picts, Silurians, Black Irish, Fomorians, Phoenicians, Etruscans, Minoans, Mycenaeans, Pelagians, Iberians, Atlanteans, and in Africa were called the Ethiopians, were called the Africans, were called the Nigerians, right? But that's really not who we are. Alright, we are Moors. Alright? And it's very important to understand this truth and understand this truth. And this is the Ancient Empire. Alright? And these are some of the artifacts of this ancient empire. The colossal heads. That brother right there from Africa, but it was found in America. Brother right there, strong features. This is found in Ohio, in North America. Okay, this was found in, what was this found? That was found in the Grand Canyon. Okay? So it's very important to understand all of these truths, alright, of what the real truth is. Alright? All of these artifacts that are all throughout the world, all around the world. Okay? Everybody understands this truth, but many people are not speaking this truth because, number one, they are instructed not to speak this truth like this. They're instructed to promote conflict or to try to distort this real true history. Alright, whether they do it with their thoughts, whether they do it with words, whether they do it with actions, whether they do it with sounds, whether they do it with emotions. Whatever they can do to try to distort and to get one's attention away from this ancient science and this ancient truth. That's what they're instructed to do. Okay? And we're not upset at them, we just understand that's just cause and effect. Alright, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? And this is the ancient name of Amexem. We got this Amexem here in the Holy Quran. And this is what we used to call this land. Amexem, chapter 47. Alright? And I would read it, but there's other things that I would like to touch on. But I will say this, I will read this one spot about Ham and Cush. Okay, the dominion, and it says this, and I quote, the dominion of Cush was northeast and southeast Africa, and northwest and southwest was his father's dominion of Africa. Alright? In later years, many of their brethren from Asia and the Holy Lands joined them. Alright? The Moabites from the land of Moab, who received permission from the pharaohs of Egypt to settle and inhabit northwest Africa. They were the founders and are the true possessors of the present Moroccan Empire. With their Canaanite, Hittite, and Amorite brethren sojourned from the land of Canaan, seeking new homes. Okay? It says, Old man Cush and his family were the first inhabitants of Africa who came from the land of Canaan. His father Ham and his family were second. And then came the word Ethiopia that denotes a demarcation line from the dominions of Amexem. Okay? So this is what he's referring to. How, if you can see here, how North and South America are connected to Africa and Europe. Alright, the yellow is Cush, the blue is Ham. And then after the same picture here of North America, Canada, and Africa, and Europe. Then after the submersion, the earthquake, of Atlantis, then you have the Atlantic Ocean. Okay. Ham is still here, Cush is still here. Okay. And this happened after Hammurabi's Bay, Hammurabi's Code, as you can see here. Alright. This is very important to understand what truly happened and how we are one family. There's only one family, one science, one culture, one nation. Alright? There's not many nations as you see today as is portrayed in the United Nations of 300 nations. Right? And multicultural with Asia and Africa and America and Europe. But all of that is false. There is only one culture, and that is the Moorish culture, ancient culture. Only one science, that's the science of nature, science of the zodiac wheel, astrology, geometry, and numerology. Okay? Only one people. Those are the Moors. Alright? And then you have the descendants of the Moors. Alright? So it's very important to understand and understand that. Islam. And right here is a picture of some of our ancient places that are now underwater because of the submersion of Atlantis. Okay? They can still be seen today. That's very important to understand that fundamental truth. Alright? Of who we are, what we did. Alright, what we put in place here. Alright? In the ancient times, it was very, very advanced. Very advanced, as you see here with all the ancient artifacts. Right? What you see with the suits and the cars, the flying vehicles, all depicted in the ancient times. Alright? The spaceships, all built scientifically. Up here you got a picture of a car. Right? Well, that's the back wheels, that's the front wheels, that's the top of the car, and that's a person inside the car. Okay? And here you have spaceships, submarines, airplanes. Right? None of this stuff is new. None of the stuff that we're seeing today is new to us. Alright? All of this stuff that you see right here is ancient information, ancient technology. Okay? And it's very important to understand this. Alright? And it is in fact the Moors who put together this order and this government for everybody else to be a part of. Alright? The Moors who did all of this. Alright? Not our European brothers and sisters. They are benefiting from it. Alright? But they cannot have a say-so in how it functions because of karma. They can't impact how it functions because of karma. They can, at this time, they can only find a way to navigate through it. But they can't change it because they did not create it. Alright? That's not their responsibility to change it. Okay? It's our responsibility to maintain this order, this balance, this peace, this truth. Islam. Islam. Trying not to move too fast, but there's so much information I want to get out there. So I try to do what I can. Alright. That's another depiction of the ancient city, the ancient land, how it was back then. Some of these books I'm using is Hakim Bey's books, Moorish Paradigm, book 1, 2, and 3. Also my book. You understand what I'm saying? And there's a lot of other books that you may see behind me with this knowledge and this information. Okay. And this is what we look like, some of our artifacts that were found here, that were still here in the earth when our European brothers and sisters got here. How we said we was the Ancient Empire, that the Ancient Empire that was here, that is here. And they didn't really understand it until they started digging. You know what I'm saying? And once they started digging, then they started to find these artifacts. Alright? They started to see these artifacts. Alright, both depicting the Aboriginal Moors, right? And depicting the Moors, right? Who are not Aboriginal, right? Now you can tell that brother got some deep Alkebalonian features. Distinct from this brother right here, right? But we were both here at the same time, all right? And this is a picture of our order. All right, all of our pictures and our order is all recorded. It's recorded through imagery. It's recorded through our architecture. Okay? This is our ancient order. You know what I'm saying? Here in America, brother.